While I am not trying to categorize tribalism or bigotry to only the Yorubas in Nigeria, but ever since the emergence of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, there has been a very loud echo of Yoruba bigots who have now flooded the streets of Nigeria, wherein they say that it is Yoruba first, it is Yoruba conservative. An Igbo girl just suffered ejection from landlords because she's basically a non-Yoruba. Though after that, then she tried to seek for another house, but she has been also rejected over and over and over again. They said she is not a Yoruba person. Well, we are heading towards that tribal genocide that we have in Rwanda if care is not taken. And it is surprising that the government of the day seems to be a beneficiary of this tribalism. Of course, it seems. Because we can now see that in Ladipo, there was one time some people went to the street, as seen on my screen.
I don't have any other state. We are the only Yorubas in Ladipo as a whole, living, passing mechanic. We have more than 13 different workshops in Ladipo. To Akiwumi extension, to Igbo extension, to Malaja Musa. All those places have been taken over by Igbo people. These only remain for only Yorubas, and the Igbo people, they are now telling us they are going to use millions to remove us. They are going to remain here forever. Please, the people of Lagos State, Tinubu, Baba Balagba, the Jagaban of universe. The Jagaban of universe. Mechanic village, let mechanic village Odualatura remain as a mechanic workshop. It's under power line. It's given to us by the former governor of Lagos State, Alhaji Lateef Kayode Jakonde. Kudos to the man. Kudos to the man. Kudos to the man. That's my contribution to the press. I am appealing to Yoruba leaders. Yoruba leaders, are you sleepy? No. Are we sleepy? No. In a grand where we suffer for, our grandfather suffer for, our father labor for, somebody will come from outsiders because of money. You want to sell our name. It's not done everywhere. Remember tomorrow. Please, Mr. Jagaba, with honor, with respect, I want you to use your name, your power, your logistics. Please save us from this mess. If somebody will come from outsiders and tell us that they will use money to send Yorubas. Yoruba, we have much children coming. Where do you want them to stay and work? We are not hooligans. We are not an armed robber. We are not a tout. Many of us have suffered more than 10 years to gain this our practice. And when we get this our professional, where do you want us to practice it? And then I want you to remember, when the time of campaign, many of us, we left our wives, we left our children, we slept in this workshop where there's plenty of mosquito. And that time, don't forget, you have done a mistake with our leaders, that since then, you will not suffer us. This is stubbornness. This is stubbornness. I am appealing to our Jagaba too. Obasanjo, I know if you are aware of this, you will rise up for a fight. I know if you are aware of this, you will fight for us. That's only you can fight for. Mushi leaders. Hey, remember the ground you are marching. Remember the ground you are hit.
Some Yorubas were protesting that Igbos are buying all the shops just under this administration. That Tinubu come and help us. Also, we are seeing wherein Igbos are sacking Yorubas. During the election time, we saw when a Yoruba lady, because she supported Tinubu, was sacked. It is unfortunate. And now also we are now seeing Northerners, who are the kings of bigotry. Ali Ndume especially is crying woes. Let us listen to what Ali Ndume has to say.
Well, you have said it all. I don't think I have anything more to add than to say the figures are there. Somebody, the figures are there. You can look at the figures. I sent you one. I sent you figures. It's not that I'm just making accusations, and it's not that I'm saying, well, the president has no right to do that kind of thing. But there's a constitutional provision. Section 14.3 of the Constitution is very, very clear. When you look at it vis-a-vis the appointments made so far, and they are political appointments, if you are appointments that are professional, so to say, like you can't appoint somebody who is not a soldier to become the chief of army staff, or you can't appoint somebody that is not a police to be the IG of police. And you can't appoint such persons once they don't get to, they are not qualified. But then, when you come to look at political appointments, the Constitution is very clear. And it's because to avoid such infractions that the Constitution Section 14.3 clearly states that appointments, especially political appointments, should reflect the federal character. And that is not the case here. And all I'm saying is to call the attention of Mr. President to such infractions so that it can be corrected. Otherwise, these things can boomerang at a certain period of time. It's not. And I know, as you rightly said, people look at me as somebody that is critical of the government. I have the right to do that in the first place. And in fact, that's why I'm in the National Assembly in the first place. Collectively, we are supposed to oversight the acts of Mr. President and point out some of these irregularities. Absolutely. That is what we swore to do. It's not personal. I think I have better personal relationship with most of these people that are talking about Tinubu. And I can say in the North, if you count, not up to 5 people that have close relationship with Mr. President, Ndume is one of them. But that does not stop me from speaking the truth, and have obligation to do that, especially when all of us know that at the end of it all, each one of us will stand before God, and God will ask him to account for what he is responsible for. You understand? And that's why I'm saying this. And besides, we are all in this government. What will we tell our people? When you have these figures out, it's already viral, it's already in circulation. But you know what? From now, after this interview, those attack dogs or MAGA dogs will start attacking Ndume, not the message. And that's why we always get it right. It is not about Ndume or me being a senator. As a Nigerian, I have the right to voice out all these things. Not only that, I have the right to even protest. I have the right. That is guaranteed by the Constitution. But from tomorrow, those so-called Tinubu boys or people will start attacking Ndume. Oh, he's a frustrated person.
But I mean, the facts are there, though, aren't they?
Yeah, the facts are there. These are the facts. I brought it here so that you can see it. I sent it to you. These are facts. And I'm not the one that created it. These are facts extracted from what is going on there.
Northern leader, specifically Ali Ndume, cries out that this level of bigotry by Tinubu has never been seen before. Meanwhile, let us see what Tinubu is doing right now in Paris. Welcome back. Well, you can see it is a sign of do me, I do you. First to do, no they pay. You can, these northern people or northern senators who have now contracted Ali Ndume to once again eat the national media to protest against the nepotistic appointment. He calls it lopsided. He has quoted so many sections of the Constitution that, of course, calls out this lopsided appointment of Tinubu, wherein he is Yorubanizing the federal government, trying to rile up the northern youths and, of course, the Igbos. We have seen how El-Rufai also, on one side, is writing all manners of articles on the social media, calling out Tinubu that this level of bigotry and nepotism will send Nigeria into what we call genocide, or the Rwanda genocide that happened within the period of 1998 and 1999. That if care is not taken, that the Igbos will rise up, that the Hausas will also, the Fulanis will also rise up. Now, why is Tinubu doing, or why is it so nepotistic in his appointments? Hello, Northerners. Hello. First and foremost, Leave the Igbos out of this. Yes. Since the tenure of Obasanjo, right, the Igbos have not enjoyed anything at the federal level. They haven't. When they have a chief of army staff that was an Igbo man, it was the Northerners that protested, led by Buhari, that said that Igbos are killing them, that attack on bandits, on terrorists, who are, of course, put those states in the north under siege, that killing them is an attack on the Fulani man. And for that reason, Jonathan, for being Jonathan, is a weak man. He sacked that Igbo man who was the last Igbo to get to that position of chief of army staff. Since that time, there has been several, campaigns of calumny, campaigns of bigotry against the Igbos, when especially we are talking about federal government appointments, and it has been led by Buhari and his cohort. We saw how Buhari came in, appointed out of 200, appointed about 180 Northerners. There was no outcry. Everybody was just quiet. The Yorubas did not rise up to say that this is bigotry taking too far. Neither did the Igbos rose up. Everybody just swallowed it that, well, no problem. First to do, know the pain. We will get to that position. And of course, we will repeat it. I wonder why this Ali Ndume is always the attack dog of the Northerners. Because most times, whenever Tinubu carries out this dismantling of the northern structures, of the structured oligarchs, the Fulani hegemonies, when Tinubu, when he infiltrates and he sends rocket launchers into their pillars, Ali Ndume is always the attack dog that comes out and start quoting all, just comes out and start quoting gibberish. I mean, we are going to watch his interview, he's just saying all nonsense. When Buhari was out there, all the CDF, everything that has to do with Nigerian security architecture, all of them were abokis. All of them. At least Tinubu still gave Igbo one. That's the chief of naval staff. He still gave the Fulanis about 2 or 3. He gave Northerners. CDS chairman is a Northerner. We have seen Fulani say that Christopher Musa, is he not a Christian? A Christian, are you telling me a Christian is not enough? You see this level of bigotry from the north. They always want everything to be in their own way, on their own side, in their own favor. They just want everybody to see things using their own lens. So if Tinubu had appointed a man from Kaduna, it must have been a Fulani man, it must be a Muslim. That is when they were accepted. Look at the issue of NNPC. Ojulari, who is a man from Kwara, a Kwara state man. They said he is a Yoruba man. They said he is not a Northerner. Okay, let us rename North Central to Middle Belt. They will come, Tinubu wants to scatter North, Tinubu wants to divide North, We remember when Tinubu came out and said, well, we are going to give Southern Kaduna a federal university. And this federal university will be named after that zone, which will be Southern Kaduna Federal Government or Federal Government University of Southern Kaduna. Why will he be calling it such a name? Why is Tinubu so divisive? This is him trying to scatter the northern hegemony. The point is, they are not, listen, the North are not really a man looking for united Nigeria. Ali Ndume is not a man who is against bigotry and nepotism. What he is against is the appointment that displays the fragility that exposes the weakness of the northern hegemony. So those elements or those factors that continues to empower the oligarchy or the hegemony of their power brokers has been sidelined by Tinubu. Because Tinubu has come in and said that I'm coming to take over. The way I took over Lagos, wherein I put in my own stooges, my own men and boys into positions. Those are the people that when I call them, they listen to my beck. When they listen to my call is their command. Tinubu came on board because nobody in the north can say that, well, now we put you there. There are reports that Tinubu came out and he said that I worked and I paid to get into that position. There's nobody that can tell me that he is my godfather. I mean, we know, we all saw it. It happened right before our eyes. How Tinubu was donating 100 million, 50 million, 75 million. How Tinubu will take his colloquium into Kano State. He will go to Kaduna. He will donate 100 million. Boom. He will go and meet this traditional leader. He will give him 100 million. Bam. He will go here, Bordeaux. He will give them 200 million. Boom. All these things. Of course, he was buying his way. He was gifting them all these monies, cash prizes, and all that. And they were accepting it. Oh, you thought he was going to get there. Listen. The first mistake we had between the period of 2010 to 2015 was Jonathan. Jonathan was a weak man who didn't understand that as a Nigerian president, you should not do away from bigotry. I said it. Nigeria as a country, they cannot do away with bigotry. Nigeria, a multi-ethnic group that at the same time says that if you want to do anything appointment, you must take a look at everybody's bigoted sentiments. Is it not in the constitution? The Nigerian constitution did not say that pick people based on their competence. It said pick people based on tribe. No be wetin e talk. Nigerian constitution talks about the quota system. It talks about the Federal Character Commission. It never spoke about competence above tribe and religion. Nigerian constitution even talks about the Sharia. So you see that the Nigerian constitution is built on what we call tribal bigotry sentiments. Now you now get in there as a president, you now want to say that I am a liberal. Liberal kill you there. I repeat, liberal kill you there. Wasn't that what happened to Jonathan? Jonathan was a very free will man, was a liberal person. He was yielding to the cry, the outcry, the demands of the North. Initially, he removed subsidy. They protested. They said, "Oh God, you cannot remove subsidy. Hunger won't pay us for North." In the Southwest, they also came out. They protested, led by Tinubu. He yielded, he folded, and he returned the subsidy. One. Secondly, Jonathan built nothing less than 1,000 Alimajiri schools. Jonathan built nothing less than 10,000 kilometers of roads in the north, doing their biddings, appointing their sons into very juicy sector of the country. But you know what they still did? They said Jonathan must go. When Buhari came, Buhari said, look, he looked at Jonathan and said, this Mumu man, you are a Mumu man. Buhari just came out, took away every manner of liberalism. First and foremost, he shielded himself with his own people. Ali Ndume was silent and quiet as at that time. In the CBN, we had everywhere not. In NNPC, Melekiari came on board, not. In the security architecture, not. Well, the Igbos were quiet. I just want to, I want to talk to my Igbo brothers. It is a simple appeal. I am seeing the level of bigotry going on. Well, the bigotry in the recent days has been so heated, whereby you cannot scroll through a social media within 10 minutes without you seeing the Igbos and the Yorubas attacking themselves. Well, that is understandable, because I think that is a competition amongst us in the South. But I am now seeing a sinister agenda by the Northerners trying to use the head of the Igbos, saying that, can't you see that Tinubu is appointing all these people? You can even see that he's not even appointing us that voted him. Because the two of us are victims, let us come together, let us form an alliance. So therefore, we can kick out this man. Or what do you think? The likes of Erofai are the agents. The likes of Ali Ndume are those that are, bringing it to the fore, making it a national issue, trying to call out the Igbos to write on their sentiments. Trying to convince them that the Igbos now and the Northerners are the victims. Well, it is up to you. I repeat that Nigeria's bigotry cannot be solved if that constitution is not repealed. That constitution is the foundation that empowers and emboldens the politicians to perpetrate, to go out there and have conversations that are bigoted in nature. Because when you talk about competence, you push away tribe. When you talk about competence, it doesn't matter if all the government officials are Northerners. Provided they are competent, nobody will speak. What we will have is the Southerners will also work hard to produce those that are competent. Because there will be a competency examination check. Yes. There will be a federal government examination competency or evaluation test. Wherein it is when you pass that you get into that position, that you get into that ministerial position. And of course, because that is not in place, we have had a situation whereby people will only come out and just say, well, I am more comfortable working with Yorubas and there's nothing anybody can do about it. Yes, it is a provision that the Constitution has provided. And it can decide to just appoint some fools from other regions. Today, we can see that Shetima is more or less like a figurehead. Tinubu is even looking more influential and more effective, which is his first son, than the vice president. So Ali Ndume should just go and have a break. Trying to take advantage, to break into the division or into the friction between the Igbos and the Yorubas for their own advantage is all a plot that we have seen over and over and over again. And this is why we have seen that Bayo Onanuga has also attacked him. We have seen Bayo Onanuga is calling Ali Ndume a frustrated politician because he has lost every juicy appointment or every juicy senatorial appointment he often gets. Let us watch what Ali Ndume has to say about Tinubu.